Good evening and welcome to Danny and Brittany's
Happy hour.
I thought that after last upload we might finish where we started off talking about sticky situations driving across the country. More situations involving us being
Stickywations. That's what they're called now.
or stickyation.
Stickyation. That's better. Yeah.
Right.
Involving
Us getting lost.
Oh.
You
Yeah.
remember that, sweetie?
Mhm. I do.
Tell
There's
me
been
about
a few times, I think. Right?
it. One time in specific.
Stickywations. There's been a few. Yeah.
You ever heard that song by Chance the Rapper? If you don't know Chance the
They
Rapper,
haven't. They don't know Chance.
they know Chance.
They don't know Chance.
If you don't know
Chance,
get
look
to
him
know
up.
Chance.
Chance the Rapper
Yeah.
is the best rapper.
Anyways, this song kind of goes something like,
Oh, she's gonna sing it. Ready. Go.
let's get lost.
That's bad, but it's called Let's Get Lost. I'm sorry, baby. It's pretty good.
Ooh, I need a minute.
I
I
let go.
She fell in love and fell apart. I let go.
That's good. That's better. Okay, so
So that was our jam at the point, right? Like,
yeah,
we were,
repeat
like
all
jam,
day.
like listen to it constantly, and we were like, oh, it's our day off. Like, let's take a nice little cruise down to
We went to the coast.
This is when we lived in Oregon,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a lovely day by the coast. We got to
That's
know each
great.
other. It was the first time we had that. So, how many people have you slept with? Conversation.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah.
a little uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, it's only uncomfortable when you're like,
you forget how many,
and then 10 minutes later you're like.
wait, there was one more. Add that, and you're like,
And then it gets
how
to a
many
point.
more are you forgetting?
Yeah, it gets to a point where you're like, I'm not even gonna revise it anymore. No, since then it was like at that point.
Okay, all right. So
Anyway, so yeah, we had a lovely day at the coast with the dog, and So anyways, we're getting ready to leave.
it's a 2-hour drive, by the way.
A little 2-hour drive to the beach.
That wasn't bad, no. But on the way back, we were expecting 2 hours back.
Well, we got into a deep conversation. It was a new relationship, so.
Yeah, we had a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we were talking, we were talking spirituality, we were talking sexuality, we were talking
future,
we were talking
love,
past relationship. Anyways, the point is, like, you ever been so deep into a conversation that, like, you look up and you're like, oh shit, like, we're where we were supposed to be.
It was getting dark.
And foggy. It's
Oh, wow,
foggy
yeah, it was
in
really.
Oregon.
That's true, we have to add that. It was raining, I think, a little bit.
It was just foggy.
Okay,
Yeah.
it was just foggy.
It was really foggy. But, this is a drive she's taken how many times before then?
Gosh, like 6, probably, like 6. And we were supposed to leave the same way we came. But,
She likes to take me to places she took her ex-girlfriend.
okay. I also took my brother there, if that's any consolation.
Yeah. No, that's okay.
It was
'cause
better.
You
when
know
I
the
was
place,
there.
and you
That's
know
what
how
you
to get there, and you know how to leave there, right?
You're supposed to know how to leave the way you came, yeah.
Nah, we got to talking, and I guess somehow, some way, we got so lost.
There was a curvy road, and somehow I was just like gauging it by time. I was like, oh, we've been driving for an hour, so we have an hour back. And I was like, damn, it's been an hour. And like, when it's been an hour, I'm like, we should be where we live, but we weren't. We were in this god-forsaken place. No, if you live there, I apologize sincerely because it was only my experience. But if you don't live there, don't go there at night. The place is called Bandon, Oregon.
Apparently, it's a
scary.
really lovely place.
Apparently, we went back and told everybody about this, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we've been there. It's great. You didn't like it?" And we were like,
No.
It was terrible. It was the scariest place ever.
I was afraid
Because
for my complexion.
yeah, we go to a gas station. Okay, I didn't know this before, but it's weird. It's like the gas pumps are far away from the actual convenience store. So I got gas and then I drove over to the convenience store. And I parked where I thought Brittany was going to the bathroom. And I was just staring at the door, holding onto the steering wheel because I was really nervous and I was scared by myself and it was dark and it was late and we didn't know where we were and how to get home.
Let me just set up this situation so you kind of understand where she's going right now.
You're going to use an alarm clock?
This is the gas station.
That's a good diagram, yeah. Yeah.
My finger is the bathroom.
And I was like, no, this is the gas pump.
no, this
The
is
bathroom's right here.
no, flip it. You're the gas pump.
I'm the gas pump?
Yeah.
Okay. Gas pump. This is the credit card slot.
I meant your little hand thing was doing. Just put it back where it was over here. Just your hand. Your whole face doesn't need to be your gas station.
Okay.
The bathroom's here, the gas station's her. Move with me.
I'm not. I'm staying the same.
Oh, alright. So anyway, she's over there at the gas station getting gas. I was like, baby, I gotta go to the bathroom. She was like, alright. So she expected the bathroom to be in here. But it was really in this creepy little building right here. She was too busy pumping her gas trying to get the fuck out of there. So she didn't realize that
Where the bathroom was.
I went here. I said bathroom. They said it's here. I was like, oh, alright. So, you know, she drive up to the
Baby, this
convenience
is too
store.
complicated. We just gotta get to the point. I was waiting for her somewhere that she was not.
Why is it complicated? Well,
Those diagrams are confusing. That's not how I remember it, but okay. So I was sitting in the car and I was waiting and I was watching the door like eagle eye. Like I was like, you better come out of there because this is really scary. We need to get the fuck out. And she did not. She didn't.
anyways, I walked up behind her, opened up the passenger door, and she looked at me and lost her shit. It was just like, you know, Danny has this delayed reaction syndrome, I guess we'll call it, where like when she's scared, it takes an obvious 2 full or to 3 full seconds to realize what just happened. So it was like Brittany?
Yeah, I lost my shit.
And it made me scared. I was like she recognized me.
You come from?
And then she started screaming at me like, where did you come from? What are you doing? What the fuck? And I looked at her and I'm like, look at the sign on the door, sweetie. She was like, it says use other door. You didn't even come out of that door. I was like, the other side. What the other
I
side?
don't remember.
It says restrooms over here.
Yeah, restrooms over here. I was like, please use other door.
She was pissed.
You didn't even come out that door. I was watching you.
So yeah, we were extremely.
I was like jumpy the whole way too. Like I think you dropped something, and I was like, oh.
I dropped a pickle. Wasn't it a pickle?
I don't know. No, it's like something at the dash or something, and I was like, oh. And then we didn't have service. So this is like leading up to our next story because it was really scary. Like we didn't have service. We didn't have MapQuest. My GPS is on my phone, so if I don't have service, then we're basically fucked.
And who uses like actual maps anymore?
My phone was gonna die. I think I had a car charger. I might not have.
Oh, so I was like, oh, baby, like, don't worry.
Oh, yeah.
I'll sing to you. I'll
She
sing
did.
it. I'll sing us through it. And I'm telling you, Christmas carols got us through.
Literally, yeah. We just started driving, and eventually we found our place. That's the only part of the song she knows. The rest of it, she doesn't. Just
I don't
the
even think I
chestnuts.
had it right. On an open fire.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
So she sang that over and over again the whole way. It was
Jack
great. It was good.
Frost.
Eventually, we got home.
Nipples are
We live
cold.
5 hours away from Portland. We were like an hour away from Portland, so we could have just gone to Portland. We might as well have. It was ridiculous. So it took us a 2-hour drive turned into what? 4?
4.5
4.5. We got home, and
She just got out of the car and sprawled out on the ground like.
yeah, in front of my house, and I just kissed the ground. I was so happy to be home. I was so scared. I thought we weren't going to make it home.
Was that the day with the light post?
No.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
So, anyways,
Yeah. So
so we got lost. We basically karmically bound ourselves to get lost
because
by
we were singing that
asking to get lost so many
Let's
times.
get lost.
Yeah. So be careful what you wish for
Or sing about.
or sing about. That's true. It might come true.
So we decided that we were going to drive across the country, and we're gonna, take turns and whatnot. We went to the club the night of which we were leaving because all our friends wanted to say goodbye and whatnot, and it was like a slight time frame of which. Before going to the club, we had taken everything out of the house and pretty much gave up the keys.
So we didn't have anywhere to sleep anyway. So we were like, we'll just party and then
drive
leave
from the party.
but not drink, obviously.
I think you drank, and
I
that's
drank.
why
I had
drove.
one drink, and then so you drove. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So we take off. We're all excited. We're like, yeah,
Hey,
road trip.
let's get lost.
No, we didn't sing that. We were like, fuck that, because we had that last time. We didn't do that anymore.
On the road again.
No, we were listening to like more
Let's-
chants.
Let's crash.
Roommate.
Let's crash.
No, we didn't. So we were driving for like we had a 17-hour drive ahead of us, and we had been driving for about an hour and a half, right?
You're all pumped up. You're like, yeah, we're gonna be in Colorado. Like 20 minutes out of
We
the
were
way.
excited.
We're like, ooh, we're making it. I've never been here before.
It was late. It was probably, we left at like midnight, so
So
it
it
was probably
had to
like
be
1:30.
Yeah, 1:30. And on this 2-lane highway, I'm driving, and there's this tractor trailer, and he's coming up on me so fast. So I was like, driving school, let him pass me.
Cool. Yeah,
I was like,
that was a good move, babe.
I'll
That
let
was
him
good.
pass me. It's smart, And regardless of the fact that my vision's not that well, this was even confusing for Danny, okay? Danny? Wasn't it?
Yeah, totally.
Alright. So I was like, oh, okay, here's a spot to turn off the road. I'm just going to turn off right here.
Mhm.
Turns out the spot to turn off on the road was a patch of dirty-ass snow. The snow looked just like the road
It
because
did.
the dirt that was on the
It
snow
did.
was from the road. And I guess I didn't realize that we just dove straight into, 4 feet of snow.
Yeah.
I should have just let that motherfucking tractor trailer just wait while I drove as slow as possibly I wanted. But I never thought for a single second that there was going to be 4 feet of snow on the side of the road because there was no snow anywhere else
There wasn't.
around.
There was no
That was
snow.
the crazy thing. You would think
We're like winter, we'll watch out for ice and
ooh,
stuff.
watch
No.
out for- no.
There was no snow.
That snow was so dirty because it had
there
been
was
there for
only snow in
2
Oregon
weeks.
we drove into
The
and
only
got
snow.
stuck in for.
It was sneaky
All night.
snow. Sneaky snow.
We literally we were like, what can we do? Like, we had a whole car full of shit, so we were like,
And
what
a
can
dog.
we use? And a dog, but she wasn't any help. Brittany was like,
She was
we
okay.
need, I'll use a bucket lid. And I'll put it under the tire, and then the tire will get traction, and it'll drive off, and we'll be great.
That makes
So I was
sense.
like, no.
She wasn't having it.
So we were digging with sticks.
I was like, so we had to like search for sticks. We're on the
No,
side of the road.
out of
It's
tires.
completely
It
dark.
was ridiculous.
No service. No.
Oh
AAA.
yeah, again, so the same fears of getting lost in Bandon, Oregon. No service, no MapQuest, no AAA, nothing. Nothing. We
Just
were in
her and
BFE.
I and our ambitions. Yeah.
And our will to survive.
So I grabbed a stick and I was like digging. I was like digging in front of the tire, digging in back of the tire. It wasn't working. Danny got into the back of the truck, went behind the truck and was pushing. It wasn't working.
We both pushed. We took turns. This went on for like
2 hours.
2 hours. I think we tried for 2 hours. And
Hour
then
and a
finally,
half.
like, we were getting snow in our feet, in our shoes, in our hands, everywhere. So we were so cold. Like, it wasn't even that cold outside, but just having snow, like, melt in your shoes and stuff. We were, like, freezing cold. So my hands were freezing. My feet were freezing. We were in boots that weren't really boots. They were like, you good? They were, like,
Oh, no.
fashion boots. So they weren't, like, snow boots.
We was wearing our fashion boots.
Fashion boots.
Cross.
Doc Martens. Hey. So we we were wearing those. We have matching ones, so yeah. Hey again, yeah. So
Matching da.
no, stop.
So my baby was like,
I was cold. I was over. I was
quit.
Like, yeah,
She
we're
was like-
fucking done. Like,
But
this
I was
isn't
so
gonna happen.
determined. I was like, we can do
You're like,
this,
I got us
baby.
in this. We're gonna
I
get
was
us
like,
out.
I got us in it. I want to get us out, baby.
Yeah.
And then she was like, no.
I was like, fuck it. We're
I'm
not
done.
getting out. It's fine.
And the extra scary thing was it was like such a dark road and there were truckers and
yeah,
so
we,
every time-
Go ahead, babe. Go ahead.
Danny was extra paranoid.
I was scared because, like, you don't know who's gonna stop, you know?
Yeah, people were like, oh, can I help
We're two
you?
girls, like. Oh, that was creepy. But seriously, for real, it's legit. So we, like, every time there was a car, there was headlights, we got in the car, turned the lights off,
Held the light.
held the lights up, and we were like, we're not here, drive away. And they
Sucked.
did.
So we just looked like an abandoned car. So every
Yeah.
single time a car drove by, we
We
had
had
to
to get
stop
back in.
digging, jump in the car, turn off the lights, and hope to God
They didn't
nobody
stop.
would stop. So
Yeah.
it was like,
Yeah, it was
you know,
creepy.
we were totally freaked out. And then so finally we gave up. Then he was like, baby, like, let's just try again in the morning.
just go to sleep.
Yeah.
And so,
And so we decided to go to sleep and we just cuddled up in like the passenger seat and I was like, I'm not gonna go to sleep, like I'm gonna make sure like we're safe, I'll let her sleep, you know, like, I'm so distraught. She was like on my lap and I was just cuddling her. We had like
snuggles.
snuggles. We had like
It was fun. It was
clothes
kinda
covering us up. 'cause
It was
kinda
scary, but it was
cold.
cute.
I was holding her. Our little dog was like right here.
Oh, yeah, Avery was cuddling too. She's
I
so
fell
cute.
asleep.
Yeah, so we were sleeping.
And then Danny wakes up like out of nowhere. And it's like, we need them. We need them.
There was a light.
They need to help us.
Woke us up.
And I was so like disoriented and I was still asleep, but I went to sleep thinking like, don't let nothing happen to her. And I was like, no, baby. I was like trying to hold her back. She was like, no. She was like trying to push me all the way. Like, get off of me. Like, we need their help. And I'm like, no, baby, no, don't go.
I just woke up and I was like, they can help us. Like, there was something inside of me. It was like intuition or something. I don't know. But I just felt like they could
Or
help
she was
us.
just like, you know what?
I was like, fuck the
anymore.
woods.
Like, fuck the woods.
Oh my god. You know that fucking song. Seriously though, I was like, I'm done with the woods. Let's go.
So, anyways, there were these two guys, and they ended up helping us out. And I was so disoriented. My fashion shoes weren't on, and you know, I was like, you know, I'll just stay in the car. So Danny got out of the
Flannel,
car.
like burly looking dudes. They were like
Yeah, they were what we
serious.
were afraid of.
Yeah, for real. Lumberjacks.
So, I was like,
She's
short
in the car. I got
haircut.
out and I was like,
Danny got out.
hey, we're stuck. Like,
She was like talking to him, and I was still trying to wake up. I was still trying to figure out what was going on, and yeah, and so then I'm holding on to Avery, and this guy gets in the car, and the funny thing is we're both really small.
we're small.
And so, we had all our shit packed in the car, and so her seat
I
is
drive real
pulled
close to
all
steering
the way
wheel.
up,
Yeah.
which means when this grown ass man gets in the car, he's like,
He couldn't push it back, so all the stuff. So
and
he's
he
like,
turns and he looks at me, he goes, "Is you a young man? Is you a young lady or is you a boy?" I was like,
Brittany's like, story of my life.
"I'm a young lady."
Fix my car.
I was cranky.
Yeah.
Anyways,
did it.
all he did was reverse
Forward.
forward.
A lot.
No digging, no bucket tops, none of that. So he pulled us out of there and everything, and then it turns out that we popped or somehow managed to mess
Power
up
steering.
the power steering. So Danny was driving like
It was really hard to turn the steering wheel when you're losing.
she wasn't trying to let me
Oh,
drive.
by the way, that guy's name was Danny. Remember that?
Yeah,
His name was
it's
Danny.
fate.
Yeah, it was. So we got stuck there. Not just there, but our power steering was broken. So we got stuck in the next nearest town, which is Lakeview, Oregon. We're telling you all the places not to go.
Population
12.
1,900 of which are cows.
That's true. And there's no lakes or views.
Yeah,
So-
isn't that funny? We're like, "Where's the lake?" And it washed
we
up.
don't really. It's
Oh,
dried. We don't really.
Try it out.
We don't know, like.
But here's a picture of a lake.
Yeah.
So yeah, it ended up being that we had to spend the night there one night.
Yeah,
but
because they didn't have the part they had to order, and we gotta get our car fixed.
it was nice though because we were super tired from packing that day and like
Partying,
going to the club
and,
and,
then
like, saying
driving,
bye to
and getting
everybody,
stuck,
like-
and sleeping in the car, and so yeah.
So yeah, it was a disaster, but
It
we
was
made
fun.
it to Colorado. When we
But
left,
she drove the whole rest of the way. She felt so
I
bad
felt so
for
bad
driving in snow, and getting
because I
stuck,
drove into the dirty
and breaking
snow.
the car.
I messed up the car. I drove in the dirty snow. I prolonged our time.
It was fine though. Everything worked out.
Everything happens for a reason, which is what our next video will be about. Follow us at.
Our names are Danny and Brittany, so you can figure it out.
Thank you.
That's about it. Thanks.
No. Yes.
Thank you and good night.
Thank you. Peace. Thank you very much.